Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that affects every single one of us: failure. It sounds heavy, I know, but stick with me because we're going to completely reframe how you think about it. And we'll do it with a little help from one of history's greatest inventors, Thomas Edison. We all know Edison for inventing the light bulb, right? It seems like this magical moment where a light just switched on, both literally and figuratively. But the reality was so much messier, so much more human. The story goes that Edison and his team were on a mission to find the perfect filament. That tiny little wire inside the bulb that glows. They weren't just trying a few things here and there. They systematically tested one material after another. 1,000 materials, then 2,000. Imagine the scene in that lab. Day after day, experiment after experiment, and nothing. Just a pile of burned out, useless materials. At this point, his assistant, who was probably exhausted and completely demoralized, finally snapped it. He turned to Edison and said something like, "This is all for nothing. All our work is in vain. We haven't learned a single thing." I mean, you can't blame the guy, right? 2,000 failed attempts would be enough to make anyone want to quit. It feels like hitting a brick wall over and over again. But this is where the story gets really good. This is the moment that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Edison didn't get angry. He didn't get discouraged. He just looked at his assistant, completely confident, and replied, "Oh, we have come a long way, and we have learned a lot. We now know that there are 2,000 elements which we cannot use to make a good light bulb." Let that sink in for a second. What his assistant saw as 2,000 failures, Edison saw as 2,000 steps forward. He didn't see a wall, he saw a path. Each failure wasn't a dead end, it was a signpost pointing him in a new direction. It was a piece of the puzzle, eliminating what didn't work to get him closer to what did. That right there is a mindset shift that can change everything. He wasn't failing, he was discovering. He was gathering data. This isn't just a cute historical anecdote. This is a powerful, practical lesson for life. How many times have you started something new, a project, a fitness goal, learning a new skill and given up after a few setbacks? Maybe you tried a new business idea and it didn't take off. You tried to learn guitar and your fingers just wouldn't cooperate. You think, "I've failed. I'm no good at this." All that time was wasted. But what if you adopted Edison's mindset? What if every failure was just data? That business idea that didn't work. You just learned a ton about your target market and what they don't want. The guitar chords you can't play. You just learned that you need to build more finger strength or try a different practice method. You haven't failed. You've learned. You've discovered one more way not to do it, which brings you one step closer to the way that works for you. Think about it in your own life. Every mistake you've made has taught you something valuable. Every wrong turn has given you a better sense of direction. The journey to success is never a straight line. It's a winding, messy path filled with experiments, discoveries, and a lot of things that don't work. The people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who understand that failure is part of the process. They collect their 2,000 elements that don't work and keep moving forward, armed with more knowledge than when they started. So, the next time you feel like your VA hit a wall and all your work is in vain, I want you to remember Edison and his 2,000 failed filaments. Take a breath, look at the pile of failures, and ask yourself, what did I learn? Each one is a lesson. Each one is a step. You haven't failed. You've just discovered another way that doesn't work, and you are so much closer to finding the one that does. Thanks so much for watching today. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you build a better mindset. Let me know in the comments about a failure that ended up teaching you a valuable lesson. I'd love to hear your stories. See you in the next one.